So what is up, guys? You got your boy Stingren here today, and today we're back with some Aether Gazer, and I'm back with a brand new game on the channel, man. It's been a while since I've actually been recording any new games. I've been playing a lot of new games. I've been playing this, I'm playing Snowbreak. I'm playing a lot of new games on the content, and I've been actually really excited to kind of get back out there to start kind of talking about these games, because I like playing these type of gacha games. The games are fun, and Aether Gazer has been the game that's definitely kept me the most occupied during this time. But that is not about anything. Let's go ahead and let's start talking about this big announcement right here. This is finally the big announcement that people have been waiting for. The next big patch update for maintenance, which is going to be the HEL banner. That is HEL right there. Very good art. Aether Gazer has some stellar art when it comes to promoting their certain characters. I love a lot of their arts. Like I love the one with the Leviathan that just released a couple weeks back. There's a really cool artwork for that one, and Scotty, who was the banner previously to her. So they've been really killing it in the art department. So props to Yangshi and Yostar for making such incredible art for this game. But anyway, let's go and talk about this banner now. Let's talk about the tweet first, because there were some panics that I saw. I want to kind of clear it up. So basically, this is only part one of the event. It does say here at the very bottom of the tweet that, which caused a lot of people to be a little bit confused because it didn't really specify, but it says after maintenance on August 1st to September 4th is going to be the duration. So that's basically a whole month. It's a whole month of the event. That's how Aether Gazer does their events. They do for a whole month, but it is only part one. We're gonna get part two of the event sometime halfway through August. So probably within the next couple weeks after August 1st, we'll get part 2 of the event, which should release another new character and more details of the event that should be coming. So just play patient. That's all you gotta do, is just play patient. But anyway, yeah. So to further confirm about this whole thing about the part 1 part 2 thing, is basically here, which is the Counter Time Whale Song thing, which was the first part. As I said right here, it was June 27 to August 1st, which essentially is the whole month. It's essentially really just counting July to August 1st, which is when we're going to be getting the new event for HEL. But it says part 1, which is going to be July 27th to July 18th, and then July 18th was when Scotty went away. And then part 2, which was July 11th, which is just about 2 weeks after we got the Leviathan banner. So that's just what it is. So making sure I'm confirming it with you guys. But anyway, let's talk about HEL. So HEL is this character right here. She is a Shadow Divine Grace Yggdrasil user. And yeah, her Gen Zone is from Yggdrasil, which is really cool. And yeah, so basically let's talk about her skills. This is her skills right here. It reveals her firearm shooting at the locked arm target, doing a maximum of 493, which is essentially 500% of shadow damage. And she's a Divine Grace user, so she can gain Divine Grace amount when she attacks. So skill 1, reveals firearm strength and duration to locked on target, dealing a maximum of 700% AoE shadow damage, and obtains 10 Divine Grace on hit, and triggers once per skill. So that's good. 10 free Divine Grace, always good, especially when you want to get it up for your power up skills. And skill 2 is transforms Coffin into a cannon, firing once at the direction of locked target, dealing a maximum 40% AoE shadow damage, and obtains 15 Divine Grace. And then skill 3 is really what makes her super unique, because it turns her turret into a turret. I mean, it turns her coffin into a turret, which makes her basically immobile, but she does maximum damage. She consumes 20% of Divine Grace, dealing a maximum of 1500% AoE shadow damage. While in the turret form, she takes 20% less of shadow damage, which can be further increased by this yellow passive right here. It becomes immune to control effects, but would not be able to move other than the use of ultimate skill chains, which is basically her ultimate. Instead of being able to rotate to the left or right, will consume 1 Divine Grace for every 1% of HP lost. When Divine Grace is insufficient or skill is cancelled, turret form will automatically be removed. So that is going to be a thing that you guys have to definitely look out for. And her dodge effect is when she dodges for 2 seconds. When she enters 0 time, it's going to be for 2 seconds, and then she gains 30% Divine Grace, which is pretty good. So let's talk about her Aether codes. So talk about the Aether codes, and we talk about her ultimate, because ultimate actually plays with a future character, and I'll talk about that because it should be on this banner. Anyway, so skill 3 is she takes another additional 30% of damage reduction, which is good because that's a 40% damage reduction, which is That's really good considering she is ranged. Most ranged units are pretty frail from what I've been told. Remember, I'm not the most proficient player at Aether Gazer. I've been only listening to what people have told me on the CN side. As for the advanced characters, do I feel a little bit more comfortable about my assessment, then I'll say what I have to say. But 40% damage reduction while she's in her turret is pretty good. And in combat, her basic attack no longer generates Divine Grace, but instead automatically restores 3 Divine Grace per second. Basic attack's not generating Divine Grace per 3 on second doesn't sound bad. That doesn't sound bad, and she can increase her max Divine Grace to 20. Not bad. Not bad at all. Anyway. In combat, skill 2's base damage is increased by 80%. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let me see. Produces Psychonic Mist. When skill 2 hits enemy lasting for 6 seconds, deals 200% shadow damage and inflicts confusion status on enemies for the mist, lingering for 1 second after they leave the mist. Is considered skill damage. Enemies in the super armor system will not be affected by confusion status. And when using skill 1, when enemies deal with the double the debuff that is from the production of the skill 2, it's an AoE explosion, knocks them dead for another 200% of shadow damage. Not bad. I mean, as I'm currently reading this, I really do feel like yellow's the best for just abusing that turret of hers, because the turret is really where a big damage comes from. So we'll see. Anyway, self damage dealt against normal enemies is 70% increased. Okay, that's not bad. That's really good for mob clearing. That's gonna be a really good mob clearing ability. I mean, 630 cannon shots will have a gathering effect, but consumes 30% Divine Grace. Ooh. I mean, it really just have to show just how much Divine Grace we consume. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see. So, skill 3's cannon shots, explosion and gather range are increased by 60%. I mean, you could technically, you could go yellow 2 1 blue as your 3 that you select, maybe, or either yellow 1 blue 2. Like, I'm really thinking, I'm really liking yellow 2 blue 1. But of course, if you guys are more proficient about this type of stuff, let me know in the comment section below, because I don't want to take full credit for that. Anyway, let's talk about the next thing here. So simultaneously summons multiple magic cannons and barrage of the locked on target, and it deals a maximum of 2000% AoE shadow damage, increasing the whole team's shadow damage by 30% and lasts for 10 seconds. So this is a really good ultimate for shadow teams. Obviously, it's a shadow team based ult, so HEL, Hoarder, the A rank ranged user can also be a part of this as well. Those are like the 2 biggest benefiters of that type of thing. But there is a ultimate skill chain that comes with a future unit, which we will talk about the future unit. But really, it's just for the fact that she's a support. But anyway, SL's gonna ride on Stingren's gun, dealing a maximum of 360% plus 920% of AoE's ultimate of Zakimbo's ultimate skill, light damage 200% plus 30.77 x HEL's ultimate skill level, shadow damage amount, and on hit increases the team's light and shadow damage by 30% in the last 12 seconds. Now obviously this is a lot better. Skill chains are traditionally more better to use because it gives a little bit more bonus, giving you a light and shadow damage bonus for 30% of just shadow only. This of course means you can now run a 3rd slot of someone who is another dark user, or you can just throw Zakimbo as the 3rd option. You can throw HEL, Hoarder, and the new Zakimbo right here, and just have yourself a pretty decent team. They're all going to get benefit boosted by this skill chain, which is pretty good in all things considered. But all things considered, I would consider just going maybe yellow 2 blue 1. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but let's go and talk about the new A rank that should be coming as well, which should be let's go and find her, because the CN doesn't really lock on where I keep the units, because I was actually on her just to make sure I understand. But she is a light energy unit. She's a part of the Sinnoh faction, and you do get this unit for free. You can get this unit for free, and you can actually build her up to SS. So I do recommend, if you are going to pull HEL, just go ahead and invest in her too, because obviously you're going to get the extra benefit. But this is basically what she does. We're going to get like a brief thing here. She gives energy and stuff, and yeah. So there we go. But I do think that you should just build her up for the simple fact that you are going to be using her with HEL 99% of the time, because, well, not 99, I shouldn't say 99, but 90% of the time. I'll say 90. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, and let's talk about her signature functor. So her signature functor for this is, let me see if I can find it. Here it is right here. So when equipped as HEL, decreases the Divine Grace consumption of cannon shots while in her turn form by 5, and increases the base damage of the cannon shots by 32%, and it goes up by 8% per Transcendence. So if you get your HEL to SS, that's an automatic +2 on your Transcendence, which I usually recommend you do for DPSs, because your DPSs you want to make for as strong as you can possibly make them. So I would consider it. I'd consider going for it because it's a really, really good functor. Most S rank functors are traditionally going to make the unit far better, and it's going to be made even more prevalent because HEL will be your DPS for a while if you do pull for her. You will pull for her and then use her as the DPS. Of course, there is other future units that will come, like the obviously aforementioned Hades, but still, if you're going to pull for HEL, I can't really just not say you shouldn't pull her functor. I do think you should pull for her functor 100% because that's going to make maintaining that turret mode a lot more consistent, and that's probably what most people are going to do. But if you ask me, Jet, should I pull? Should you pull on HEL? Now, honestly, it depends. It really depends on you, because most people are on the fence about pulling because the next patch character should be Hera. The next one should be Hera. And if it's Hera, then most people are going to want to pull for her because she's amazing. I'll make a video on her later on, but Hera's amazing. But HEL is not a slouch either. She's a really good range DPS. She can be considered as top tier even for global standards right now. So I think it's really just an up to you based thing. For me, I think I'm gonna wait till Hera drops because I want to pull for Hera first, get her to where I want to get her, because I'm aiming for triple S on Hera, which sounds very well. I know I've been kind of wailing in this game, but the reason why I want it is because just for optimal building, and then I will come back for HEL maybe because I should have a week left once Hera's banner goes live. So, but yeah, that's basically it for the video. Let me know what you guys think about it. Are you guys going to be able to pull for HEL when she drops August the 1st? I will maybe pull for HEL. I don't know. I'm on the fence, but Hera is for sure gonna be a big pull for me. She's gonna be big pull for me because she is going to be the unit I want the most. But anyway, see you boys, just see you guys next time. Peace.